Hello everybody and welcome to my channel. My name is Stacy, and my channel is called Alternative Stat, um, which was a name that I hope one day to use open as like a stationery store online. But regardless, um, I'm here for a debt confession. Um, the other reason behind the name is because I needed an alternative stat. If you see the desk shaking, it's because it's not very good quality, but it was free. And we like free. I like free. I'm a very big fan of free. Um, so I guess let's jump into it. I tried to put these in. My attempt was to put them in numerical order from lowest to the largest, but it was 10 o'clock at night when I was making this, so they're kind of out of order, but that's okay. So let's start with the first one. Today is May the 18th, and I did these last night. So the first one is I owe federal taxes. I paid my state taxes. I filed for an extension, but I never got any paperwork on it. And there's probably going to be some fees and some charges, but as of last night, the IRS still hasn't even posted what I owed. So I'm going to send them the amount that I owe and then see what happens after that, because there's nothing else I can do if I don't have access to the information. The next one is my Sam's Club credit card. So this will probably never be completely paid off, um, because I need to use it at Sam's Club and Walmart to rotate groceries. When I do a budget video, you will see why I have to do that. Um, but the interest rate on it is 28.4%, and it's variable, which I'm not excited about. But again, when you see the budget video, you'll see why I have to. Um, I also owe an unemployment overpayment, which I have. It's almost half of what it was at the start of the year, or when I started paying on it. So I owe them $6.95. That's around $75 a month. 76 when you include the $1 fee. Um, because they charge you $1 to make the payment online. So that is monthly, but I would love to get this paid off because then I don't have to worry about it. I can take that money and use it for something else. The next one is my Chase Slate card, which has $1,748.85. It has a 28.74% variable interest rate. Um, and that doesn't start until next month. It's had a 0% rate for the last 6 months. Um, but this was like an emergency card that I had needed because I needed tires really bad. Um, and if you hear grunting, that's my dog underneath me. He's afraid I'm going to leave him. So he's down there making noise. But, so that's where we're at now. So next month will be the first month that it's ever been charged interest. And they might charge interest for this whole last 6 months. I don't know. So it'll be an adventure in June to see what that looks like. The next one is my Merrick Bank card, which has a balance of $1,759.10. It has a 29.95% variable interest rate, plus an extra $4 fee every month. And I'm going to be honest, up until last month, I didn't know that I was getting charged a monthly fee. It's an annual fee broken down into months. I didn't know that because I thought I got rid of all the cards that charged me a fee. The next one is my Capital One credit card, which is $1,702.64. It has another extremely high interest rate of 29.49% at variable. I have a Mariner Finance loan. We are in the end stages of the loan, so there's no point in counting the annual percentage rate because it's automatically calculated into the loan. When I take it out, you pretty much have to pay it off in the beginning to avoid as much interest as possible. It's too late now. But it has a balance of $1,536.48. The next one is Linmark, and this one makes me absolutely sick. So my car is financed through Linmark, and it has been for 6 years. And it's not even a new car. I have a 2011 Toyota Corolla. I got it back in 2017, and my last payment on it was going to be December of 2022. And in October of 2022, some legal issues came up, and we had to pay, it was like $4,000 after the attorney and everything. So I went back and refinanced my car for $6,000. And because I took out six because I didn't know exactly what the amount was going to be that we needed. So I was like, $6,000 is a safe bet. If it's anything over, there's not much I could do about it. We'd have to figure it out. So I almost had that paid off. I had one payment left when I had to refinance it. The next three cards I don't hold any balances on: Harbor Freight, Big Lots, and Romans. And I don't know the interest rates on these. Like this Romans card I haven't used in like a year. Big Lots I used to buy my furniture. Then when it was paid off, I used it one other time a couple months ago to buy some stuff when I was in a bind. To buy some food and stuff. So I also have some student loans that are not on here. And I'm not going to put them on here for now because they're not in repayment. Plus, I also work for a nonprofit. So, because of my income, the payments are scheduled to be like $25 to $35. But I owe about $20,000, right around $20,000 in student loan debt. Because I work for a nonprofit, in 10 years of payments, I will qualify for the, is it PSLF? It's the loan forgiveness for civil workers and people who work for nonprofits. So hopefully, I'm hoping that'll be the thing. If not, I have to make minimum payments on those because I can't do much more, not with all this. So all this totals $17,930.42 without my student loans. To add that on there, if you added the $20,000, it would be about $37,000 in total. And this it doesn't make me nervous because it's just a fact now that it used to not be this bad. All these credit cards, at one time I only had this. I only had Linmark. I didn't have any of this other stuff. I had these credit cards, but they were paid off. And what happened was I had a job as a store manager, and when the pandemic started, they closed down that store. And I was making a little over $14 an hour, and so I was doing fine. And then when they closed down that store, they told me I could take my severance, or they told me like I had a severance, which was going to be like $2,000. And this is literally March of 2020. But I have an autoimmune inflammatory arthritis, and I, at the time, thought I desperately needed my insurance. I was on medicine. That medicine was about $3,000 a shot. So I took a job about 30 miles away with the same company, but I had to take a pay reduction down to $12 an hour, driving farther. And it wasn't a problem during the pandemic because they had also cut our hours, so we were also getting unemployment, which is why this is a thing. But when I decided to leave that job in May of 2021, and go to work for this nonprofit. It was only $12 an hour too, starting out, but it was also 15 minutes away from my house, and I was like, why not? So without the unemployment, they were also getting ready to cut off my unemployment because they told me that I was going to have to start looking for a job, even though I was going back to full time once they, gave us our hours back. But they didn't care. So I had to find another job. I've never applied for a job that I didn't get. And I applied for this one and got it. So, um, the problem was is I wasn't getting any unemployment to help make up for that, or that extra from the federal government. And so I ran through. I had like $7,000 in savings. I ran through all that, and then I had to use these credit cards to make up the rest because I wasn't in a position. Um, I wasn't in a position to be able to afford life. Um, so this is where we're at with the debt confession. I'm hoping that the next video will be a budget breakdown, because I just got paid yesterday, and normally I do those. I do my budget at work so I can get money out because my bank is in the same city that I work in. So this will wrap it up for the debt confession, and then we're gonna work on the budget in the next video, and you'll see exactly how much I bring home and why this is such a problem. But thank y'all for watching, and have a great weekend.